The Tilted Towers update is here, and today we're going to be busting 25 of Fortnite's biggest myths in the update. So we got Klombo in the update, and our first myth is, can Klombo fly in the tornado? And here we have Klombo near a tornado, and as you can see, the tornado is no match. He just keeps vibing, walking around, eating things. The tornado will not lift him off the ground. So Klombo destroys a lot of things and just powers through everything, but will an armored wall stop him from getting to you? So we tried this, and he one-shots the armored wall. The armored wall is no match for Klombo. The next myth is that the machine pistol is already in the game, and this is true. Epic added the machine pistol to creative on accident and ended up removing it a few hours later, but we got some gameplay of this machine pistol, and this might be the strongest SMG if it ever comes to the game. Machine pistol is the best of both worlds between the fire rate of the rapid fire and the magazine size of the Stinger. Sporting a 285 DPS, it will absolutely shred. Its biggest downfall might be its recoil, but if you know how to control that, this thing will be extremely deadly. I can't wait to get my hands on it. The next myth is that RPGs are in the game, and that is true. They are in fact in Team Rumble right now, and you can use them with the Spiderman mythics to do some really cool things. And there are tents in Team Rumble, so people thought to put RPGs in there and try to take them out in the other modes. But Epic thought ahead, and if you try to do that, you actually will just have an empty slot with nothing in there when you go and try to take out the RPG. So this myth is kind of true, but you can't take it into the other game modes. So Epic brought back the grenade launcher, and they changed it up and buffed it, in my opinion, and I made a video about that. But people were wondering, can you spiderweb off of the grenade launcher shot? Because you can do that with the rocket launcher shot, and unfortunately you can't. You can rocket ride the grenade launcher shot, but you cannot attach your spiderweb to them. So that got me thinking. Klombo has a special acid attack. When he gets angry, he throws this like big green ball at you. It does 15 damage, and I'm thinking maybe we can attach to this and go flying across the map or something, but unfortunately the Spidey mythics do not work on that either. So can Klombo actually die? A bunch of YouTubers tried this by bringing 100 players into a private lobby, and they just sprayed down Klombo for hours, and he did not die. So right now he's unkillable as far as we know. But Epic did add something interesting in the game files. We do have normal meat that drops from the current wildlife, but there's a big meat that drops that heals you for 50. So this could be what drops once Klombo is able to be defeated. However, Epic also tweeted out that if we hurt Klombo, Tilted Towers will be destroyed. And I wonder if that's going to tie into some future event that destroys Tilted. I know it just came here, but Epic's already threatening it. So if you guys remember back in chapter 1, there was a mech versus monster event, and there's a rumor that the monster is still alive or will return to this island. And even though we see a big skeleton being dug up that belongs to the monster, in the game files there's actually voice lines of the monster, and you can hear things that he kind of grunts and noises that he makes. So we might be getting a mech versus monster part 2 or the return of the monster sometime this chapter. So there's a myth that the buried chests from chapter 2, the ones you could find around the beaches, are back in chapter 3, and this is true. At the site of the monster and the big skeleton, you can actually see with the recent update that the buried chests have returned. There's a few of them that you can dig up yourself and loot. So there's been this bug with the Spider-Man mythic recently where you'll see like a strand of the mythic kind of attached to you, and it kind of gets in the way. And the myth is that you can actually create a bunch of strands by swapping to your pickaxe right as you shoot your Spider-Man mythic, and that is true. As you can see, you can have a bunch of these in front of you, but it doesn't really give you an advantage because it makes it very hard to farm and use your pickaxe, and it doesn't pull you in different directions. But imagine how cool it would be if you could have like insane mobility by going back and forth using multiple strands. So speed bonuses have existed in Fortnite, and a lot of times you could stack them, for example using the Wolverine and peppers and spicy fish, but Epic has kind of removed that later in chapter 2. So the myth is that Epic forgot to fix this with the spicy splashes and the peppers, and that is true. If you eat a pepper and a spicy splash right after, you do go faster. We did a little race than just using one or the other. So there's a myth that Epic added a pizza box item in the recent update, and a lot of people were talking about this. I even included it in my patch video, and people were really confused as to what's going on. And they did accidentally add it to creative for a few hours, and people were able to check it out. It's this pizza box, and you can throw it down and pull pizza out of it and eat it and gain health and shields. And I'm wondering when this will be added to the game. There are rumors that maybe there's some sort of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collaboration coming, and these pizza box items will be added once that collab hits Fortnite. So in this update, you can carry multiple Spider-Man mythics, and there is a myth that you can actually use 2 of them and ignore the cooldown off of the other one in case you mess up your swing. But Epic actually adds a cooldown to both of the mythics. Also, there's a myth that you can't put away the Spider-Man mythics in your tent, and a lot of leakers were tweeting this and talking about this, and apparently it's in the game files. But as far as I know, you can still put away Spider-Man mythics in the tent, but I'm sure that that will be enabled once Spider-Man mythics are not in the game anymore. Bonus myth: you can't Spider-Man swing off of the fishing spots anymore, and we tested this and it's true. So guys, there is a myth that 69% of you guys are not actually subscribed to the channel. And I know that sounds like a made up number, but take a look here at my dashboard. 69% of you who are watching are not subscribed. So please hit that subscribe button so that we're not stuck on this number. All right, so you guys know there are vaults on the map, and you can open them with a teammate or an enemy. And if you're smart, you can use a chicken. And if you're really good, you can bring a shark to the vault to open it. But the myth is, can you open the vault using the new Klombo Dinosaur? And the answer is honestly pretty disappointing. You cannot get Klombo to even walk into the room where the vault is. His pathing will not allow it. We tried, and he just does not walk into the vault. So we'll never know for sure unless we find a way to force him up against the vault. So Epic has made a lot of changes to both the assault rifles in chapter 3, the MK and the Ranger. And one thing they did in particular is lowering the damage of the MK to structures and increasing structure damage of the Ranger. So the myth is that the Ranger is better at breaking builds than the MK. And after doing a lot of testing, funny enough, we found out that the Ranger is still worse at breaking builds because it shoots way slower than the MK. And honestly, guys, I feel like no matter what they do, the fact that the MK has the red dot attachment on it, it's always going to be the superior weapon, especially for better players. The Ranger is a respectable gun, and I think it's great, but I think this will not be solved until Epic adds weapon attachments, which is rumored to be coming to the game this chapter, and you'll have the opportunity to put a red dot on any weapon like the Ranger or an SMG, or even other attachments like silencers and extended magazines and whatnot. So the new dinosaur Klombo eats pretty much everything. I have fed him a victory crown and all kinds of different items, Spider-Man mythics, and there's a myth that if you feed him a pepper or spicy splash, that he will actually get angry or go faster. And we tried this and nothing happens. He just eats it, consumes it just like anything else. All right, so Klombo is a pretty strong boss, but he doesn't really do a lot of damage. Even when he's angry, he's not very offensive. But there is a very dangerous boss on the map, and that's the Rock's character, the Foundation. So who would win in a fight, Klombo or the Foundation? We had the Foundation aggro Klombo and start shooting him, but unfortunately Klombo does not see the Foundation as a potential enemy. He only targets nearby players when he's enraged, but because Klombo cannot be defeated, the Foundation just shoots him all day, and you know, I guess this fight does not end. So the grenade launcher got added in the recent update, and the myth is that you can shoot a grenade launcher at a web, and the grenade launcher will actually go farther and faster. And that is true. If you shoot a grenade launcher through a web, it will bounce and give it some momentum and speed. And there's a myth that you can stack as many metal walls as you want in your tent, and this myth is true. We see Lachlan doing a metal wall skybase using the strategy, but we're actually going to be doing our own version on the channel soon. You can put as many metal walls into your tent as you want, and they'll just keep stacking up, and you can have thousands of them in one tent. Bonus myth, you can actually also do this with launch pads. So the Klombo launch sends you pretty high, higher than a launch pad, and usually you can combo this with carrying a chicken for some extra height. The myth is that you could potentially break the sky barrier by using a chicken and hopping on top of the Klombo, but unfortunately the Epic testers were ahead of us on this one, and carrying a chicken before hopping on the Klombo launch pad does not have any effect on how high you go. It takes you the same distance. So there's a myth that there is a UAV that the IO have in the new update, and it's not actually a UAV. It's like a very insane scan that you can use every minute, and it scans everything in the area, including enemies, wildlife, NPCs, ammo crates, and chests. It might not be that useful in the start of the game, but if there's an end game in that area and you scan you can actually see everybody in that area and have a good head start on your opponents. Number 25, the final myth, you can use a shield keg to stop yourself from taking fall damage. And this is actually true. If you just hop on top of the shield keg as you fall down, even from max height, you will not take fall damage. And I actually pulled this off while playing games with Courage and Ninja. So next time you're skybasing and you have a shield keg, try it out. It's super fun and you just drop straight down, no fall damage at all. All right, guys, that was 25 Fortnite myths. If you guys enjoyed and you want to support me, go check out my apparel brand, metalumbrella.com. We have 2 collections and a new one on the way, so go check it out. Thank you for watching.